You're reading this line right now. At this very moment, more than 8 billion people are alive on this planet with you. 8 billion. That number is so large you can't really picture it. But here's the strange part. For more than 99% of human history, the global population barely moved at all. Your ancestors reproduced steadily. They had strong survival instincts. So why did the human population stay almost flat for hundreds of thousands of years? The answer is stranger than you think. Picture yourself as a woman living 50,000 years ago. You're healthy. You have a partner. There's no birth control. Nothing is stopping reproduction. And yet, on average, you'll have only 4 or 5 children in your entire life. Not 15, not 20. Why so few? The first answer is inside your own body. When a prehistoric mother breastfeeds her child, her body releases a hormone called prolactin. This hormone suppresses ovulation. In simple terms, the body automatically pauses the ability to conceive while nursing a young child. And in hunter-gatherer societies, children were often breastfed until they were 3 or 4 years old. Anthropologist Kristen Hawkes, who spent years studying the Hadza hunter-gatherer communities in Tanzania, found that this creates a natural birth spacing of roughly 4 years between children. Not because people chose it that way. Biology decided for them. But birth spacing is only part of the story. The rest is far more brutal. Imagine you've just given birth. The baby is in your arms. But in prehistoric times, nearly half of all infants didn't survive to age 5. Not because parents didn't love them. Not because they lacked skill. It's because the world around them was simply too dangerous. Infections had no antibiotics to fight them. A small wound could become a death sentence. A harsh winter could wipe out an entire small group. Archaeologist Robert Kelly, known for his foundational research on hunter-gatherer societies, has shown that infant mortality rates in prehistoric populations often ranged between 40 and 50%. Nearly half. Can you even imagine that? And even if a child survived infancy, the danger wasn't over. Disease lurked everywhere. No vaccines, no emergency rooms. A simple fever back then could be a matter of life and death. Predators, hunting accidents, conflicts between groups, all of it added up to a brutal filter that only a fraction of children passed through to reach adulthood and have children of their own. Now think about another factor. Food. Prehistoric humans had no supermarkets, no refrigerators, no massive stockpiles. Every group had to move constantly to find new food sources, and the calories they gathered each day fluctuated wildly. Archaeologist James O'Connell, who studies the diets of early humans in depth, argues that this unpredictable food supply directly affected women's fertility. When the body doesn't have enough stored fat, menstruation can stop entirely. This isn't a disease, it's a survival mechanism. Your body is telling you that right now, pregnancy is too risky. Does this sound familiar? Even today, high-performance athletes or people with severe malnutrition sometimes experience the same loss of menstruation. Your body still carries that ancient mechanism, even though you live in a completely different world. But there's one more factor, harder to talk about, less biological, and far more decisive. In many hunter-gatherer societies, groups had to relocate frequently to find resources. A mother couldn't carry 2 infants at once while walking dozens of kilometers every few weeks. Ethnographic anthropologists studying these cultures have documented that, under extreme circumstances, births spaced too closely together sometimes led to devastating decisions. Decisions that a modern society with abundant resources almost never has to face. This isn't cruelty, it's the direct consequence of an unforgiving environment. So what do all these factors add up to? A natural break. 4 years of birth spacing from breastfeeding. Nearly half of all infants not surviving early childhood. An unstable food supply that made fertility fluctuate. And a nomadic environment that limited how many young children a group could carry at once. Add it all together, and on average, each woman had only about 2 children who survived to adulthood and had children of their own. Not 4, not 5, about 2. And a population only grows when that number rises clearly above 2. This is exactly why, for hundreds of thousands of years, the global human population grew at a rate close to 0. So what changed? About 12,000 years ago, humans began farming. Agriculture brought a more stable food supply. More stable didn't mean more abundant, it meant more predictable. Humans began settling down. They no longer had to carry young children through constant migration. Birth spacing began to shrink. Demographer Rebecca Sear, who studies the relationship between lifestyle and human reproduction throughout history, has shown that it was this shift to settled agriculture, not some sudden biological leap, that caused human fertility rates to surge. The same human body, the same instincts, but a completely different environment unlocked a population explosion unlike anything before it. And once that door opened, it never closed again. Now look back at the 8 billion people you're sharing this planet with. It isn't the result of humans suddenly becoming better at reproducing. It's the result of removing one break after another. Modern medicine removed the break of infant mortality. Agriculture and food production removed the break of famine. Social stability removed the break of constant migration. One by one, the breaks disappeared. You're living in the first moment in human history where almost none of those breaks remain. That's why the population exploded in just a few hundred years after standing still for hundreds of thousands. So the next time you look at a newborn baby or think about having children of your own, remember that your body still carries all of those ancient mechanisms. The suppression of ovulation during breastfeeding. The sensitivity of your body to nutritional status. All of it is still inside you. Only the world around you has changed. You are not so different from your ancestors 50,000 years ago. It's just that now, nothing is holding you back anymore. The more we learn about the past, the better we understand ourselves. If this video sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Phoenix Primeval for more fascinating stories from history, science, and human evolution. Thanks for watching.